everyone, I am your astrologer Brittany with Horoscope.com. Here are 3 things you need to know in order to make today, Tuesday, March 19th, 2019, a success. Now the first thing I want to talk about is going to be right here where the moon is in Virgo. When the moon's in the sign of Virgo, it brings our attention to doing things, usually our job, our daily routines, and to getting things done. Sometimes brings our attention as well to our health in Virgo. Now, the interesting thing going on today is that this moon in Virgo is not making any aspects, so that's called a void moon. Sometimes when the moon does not make any aspects, it can actually be hard to get things done, to accomplish things, and to make things happen, or at least feel like they're sticking. So that's a little bit of a dilemma for a moon in Virgo. Wants to do things, wants to make things happen, wants to be practical and realistic, but again, we may feel like we are spinning our wheels a little bit. That could be because right before this moon went void yesterday, the moon made a trine to Uranus and Taurus. So we could be trying to do things a little bit differently on the day-to-day, to mix our daily routines up, to use different skills and talents, to even make money in different ways or cultivate different sources of income. And as a result of us trying something different, it then can be a little bit hard for us to feel as grounded as it is that we want doing some of these things there. I think my first piece of advice with that is, of course, to be patient with a void moon. If things aren't feeling exactly the way that you want them to feel today, to just be patient. It's also a good time as well to not stress yourself out, to not work on big projects, and to focus instead on a bunch of little small things. Maybe it might be easier to get some of that work done instead. Now the second thing I want to talk about is going to be right here with Mars coming into a square with Venus, or Venus coming into a square with Mars here. Number 2. What this can bring is a lot going on here with our relationships and our money. Sometimes frustration with Mars involved. We could be trying to change our relationships and money, or maybe not even change. I think we're trying to figure out how to what we're trying to figure out is how to take all these things in our mind when it comes to relationships and money, especially with Venus and Aquarius. We may have dreams, goals, things that we want and ultimately see in our life with relationships and with money, but perhaps the frustration and the challenge is, how do we take these things in our mind that we see and put them into reality, especially with the moon void today. There could be some frustrations about how we do that, how we create in reality the things that we dream for ourselves, and we could be, as a result of that, moving our resources around, adjusting the way that we think about relationships and money as well, in order so that we can move forward. And I think needing to not be afraid here to try to put different possibilities together of how you can work towards the things that it is that you ultimately want to accomplish. Even if it doesn't happen today, even if you're not able to do everything that you need or feel like you're making progress today, I think just the thought experiment of trying different things, of trying to put the pieces together and working some of those details out might be a little bit more useful to you down the road. Okay, now the third and the last thing I want to talk about, I'm going to go right here. Saturn and Pluto in a conjunction, also with the South Node, and the next few weeks, really. This is going to be happening, getting the closest it will ever get until the end of this year. And what this is bringing is a huge change. Whenever I think of Pluto, I think of a change with Saturn involved in the structure of our lives, with Capricorn and where we thought our lives were going. So I think we're at that point in the year as we get closer into April where we're realizing the way that we've been doing life prior to this point is not working, and we need to try something else, do something a little bit different. And I think that's what's causing the frustration today is, okay, I'm getting the idea more clearly than I have before of what I need to do differently now in order to move into new chapters, but how I do it on the day-to-day, I'm still uncertain about. And how I organize my resources, my relationships, and my money in order to get me there, I don't know. I'm trying to make things practical. I'm trying to make things stick, but it's not working. And I think really needing to be patient if things aren't coming together today, and to believe in the change that you're working on, to believe in a different future, a new life. And I think the more that you hold true to that passion and that desire for things to be different, even if it's not quite manifesting practically today in the way that you want, I think you will find that eventually the answers, more of the answers will come to you, and that eventually you will be able to see some of the things that are now happening in the mind happen outwardly over time. Just don't get upset if they aren't here yet. You're not doing the wrong thing if you're not seeing the results that it is that you want as quickly as you want them to be seen. You're doing the right things, especially if you're trying to renegotiate and rearrange stuff. It just, again, may need a few more days and weeks before things start to gel in ways that you can feel better about. So that is your daily planetary forecast for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you tomorrow.